Hey guys, Sean here. We've been doing a lot of macro content on my channel lately, so I wanted to switch over into the micro side of CSGO from an individual player's perspective. And who better to do that with than KennyS? He's been consistently playing well now on D Nuke, specifically on the CT side, for well over 6 months. And well, that would be this version, but you can go back years, and this guy has been absolutely killing it on this map. So let's take a dive into, first of all, his statistics, and I've outlined some reasons why he is so dominant on the map. So you can see literally across every category. These are, by the way, his last 5 LAN matches. So these are big tournament matches for Kenny. I didn't alter these stats at all. These are his last 5 matches. As you can see, they're incredible. This guy is just consistently dominating his opponents. So I kind of like narrowed it down to 8 things that he does really, really well. So we're going to start off by looking at how he locks down secret. From there, we're going to see how he controls ramp on CT side. Aggressive catwalk pushes. He has strong rotations up heaven. I can't state this enough. This guy is so good at pre-aiming angles when he comes up heaven, shutting down door rushes, and overall just getting the second, third kills on up rushes a lot of the time. He uses his reflexes, which he's known for, when he ups blue outside. He even has some nice bait setups around there for shocks. He has pre-planned routes that he takes after every single shot. And he doesn't hesitate when he feels he needs to make a rotation or gets a comm or sees a specific nade. He just does it. He does it, and there's no hesitation. The 7th thing, he switches his spot up a lot and his play style specifically on eco rounds. He's much more aggressive in the outer yard on eco rounds, and he shows teams different looks that he typically probably in the past was more known for doing on gun rounds. And last but not least, something that's really important to any upcoming opper is saving the AWP when the round is out of hand. Kenny does a really good job of this across all 5 of these demos. Whenever, say, like ramp would get taken, his team would be down 2 kills. Whenever upper would be taken and it was a 2 versus 4 or something, he wouldn't force the issue unless he was already rotating and he looked for one pick. If he didn't get that pick, save. This is a super important aspect of being an opper, and Kenny showed it perfectly in these 5 games. So yeah, without further ado, let's literally hop into the demos and I'll go over some stuff. Okay guys, so the first round we're going to look at here is actually completely out of order. I'm going to show how Kenny saves his op, and the reason I'm doing it out of order is because the next round you can see the impact that a saved op can have. So he goes catwalk for a typical pick that he likes going for. His 2 upper players die, and Kenny immediately goes to CT spawn right now to save his op. It wasn't even really a thought in his head. Gets an easy kill on the guy upper, and you can see he just saves his op spawn. Very next round, this is his go-to play in pretty much every demo. He kills 2 people every time he does this. He smokes ramp, heads down lower, and what we're going to see is him open this door. And I'll get to why he does that later. But for now, you can just see he'll take this angle by secret. This is the exact angle he will hold every time he goes in the secret. And there's a reason for this. The reason being is that he knows he's going to be able to take this shot, jump around the right corner, take another shot, then run to the vent or the faucet stairs and take another shot. So as an opper, Kenny knows he can get the maximum amount of shots if he takes his first one from right here, which is why he sets up here every time. Every time it's this particular spot. So he walks up, he takes the angle, flash comes from Navi, so you can clearly tell Navi knew that Kenny likes opping this spot. In my opinion, Kenny probably should have saw that flash and maybe jumped around and just accepted the fact that he wasn't getting this first shot. But you can see he aggresses anyway. And this is actually kind of atypical from what I saw in the rest of the demos. So he takes this shot, angles off again, gets another shot, and you can see he doesn't know if there's another guy coming, but he knows he's safe now to jump away. He killed the 2 people that were immediate threat, and now he's running away. Notice his HP. He has 12 HP. Now, a lot of times when Kenny would do this, he would actually go into the vent, but I honestly think he is so fast on his feet in these scenarios that he looked at his HP being 12, picked a headshot angle as quick as possible, landed on these stairs, and he's now holding for the 3rd kill. So we're going to see him in tons of other secret scenarios. Here we have another round where Kenny is going to go secret. And you can see he's starting going through ramp. He's going to go through the window again. He's going to open the door in the same exact way. Um, and you can see Navi's rushing him again. So Kenny might have had an early comm that they rushed on secret, although I honestly highly doubt it because all of his players actually, I believe, went through heaven or ramp, so they really can't get much info unless there's early flashes smokes, which would have had to been comm to Kenny. You can see he's very aware this time. He's coming around this corner scoped, gets that kill easy, angles off to the next corner, gets that kill easy, and you can see he's trying to get into the vent, but he's chased down this time. But still, you can see he's allowing himself to get multiple shots in secret every single time. And for a player of KennyS's caliber to get multiple shots on riflers charging at him, basically, in a straight line, he's going to kill a lot of people down in secret, and he does it every time. So, yeah, now we're going to actually see why he's opening that door. So we're going to switch over demos, and he actually shows us why he opens the door every round when he plays Liquid. Okay, so here we're finally going to see why Kenny's opening that door, and you'll actually see how thought out his routes are. This is an older demo, so he's going to take a different route. I actually think he probably rethought that and is now opening a door from the inside. But you can see he takes the same angle again and again and again and again, and Liquid's actually running a slow strat here. So Kenny's going to end up not seeing anyone for a while, so we're going to fast forward a little. You can see Liquid hitting ramp. So this is why Kenny leaves the door open. Kenny leaves the door open in case people come ramp, and he can then kill them from inside the secret door. That's how thought out his routes are. And I actually didn't realize that before watching these demos. I always thought he opened that door as an escape plan. It could also double as, if a guy turns that corner when he's chasing Kenny vent and he sees the door open, he's very hesitant to just charge the vent and try to trade on Kenny because the door's open. There could easily be another CT there. There's no real reason for the door to be open. So I think it actually serves as two purposes, because that's what I used to think the reasoning was. But after watching this Liquid demo, it's quite obvious Kenny knew he left that door open and that kill was going to be there for him. But you can see he continues to just destroy them from here on out. So he goes up to the window and destroys Stanislaw crossing and kills kills a leash, sorry. And I believe that's the round because JDM saves us all. So not very much action in this, but I just wanted to show you guys some of the angles Kenny likes taking in ramp. So he likes holding kind of mid-range angles. He doesn't like being right at the corner. He doesn't like being way in the back. He likes to be able to get one easy shot off for people coming ramp. So you see he's opping ramp the entire time, and he'll fall into his second favorite spot, or probably actually his most favorite spot, which is right here, right up on the box, and he's holding the angle. Once the molly hits ramp, it's pretty obvious that the other team is going upper. He rotates up heaven, and he immediately is taking the door angle, which we're going to see a lot of soon. So a few rounds later, we again have Kenny taking his op towards ramp. He basically just takes the standard angle on the ramp that he likes, just hugging, making sure the corner of that box is right on the corner right in front of him, and he'll hold this. You can see how he reacts when someone jumps across later. You guys will see. So instead of waiting for the opera to peek, which is pretty obvious, he actually goes after the rifler that crossed, which is quite smart on Kenny's part. And he sees these guys jump away, and he actually ends up pushing into lobby, and uneventful things happen from then on out. Okay, guys, so here's another round where Kenny is opping ramp, and you can see he comes in at the start of the round, smokes it, just like a rifler would. So he's trying to give a different look. They're deep into OT. So Gambit is going to wait out this smoke. And right as it fades, Kenny is ready. Kills Mo. Kills Zeus. And at this point, Gambit throws kind of a weird lurk type smoke, which basically would scare most oppers. But in a 2v5, when Kenny's feeling it, he's going to kind of play a little JW-like and stick close to that smoke. So a joint comes through. Kenny no-scopes him, and then kills Doja, and closes out the half. So now we're going to move on to Kenny opping Catwalk outside, and I can honestly say that he's probably one of the best Catwalk oppers I've ever seen. A lot of oppers use this spot, but they fail to really set themselves up afterwards, and this is Kenny in the oldest demo of the batch, and in the follow-up clips, you're going to see how he's improved since this demo at following up for additional shots. So here you have him going to the top of Catwalk. It's an insane whip shot on JDM, and he runs all the way back, drops behind the blue box, gets that kill at Nitro, and dies. Okay, so keep in mind his route he took just now and how it was a little bit crazy for him. And then for these next clips, we'll see how he's learned, how he's improved, and the things he does differently now. Okay, so here we have Kenny doing the same catwalk push as a few months later when G2 played Flipside at the major qualifier. So you can see he's moving along the railings, and he holds the typical angle he's held over the course of all 5 demos. This is the exact spot he holds as he's about to kill that guy. Sees electronic out the corner of his eye. Notice how he drops on the blue box backwards. So he's running backwards, and he's cognizant of when to fall. Particularly probably when he goes up on that railing. It's almost time to drop off for him, so he drops off on the blue box, takes no damage loss, and then he's constantly allowing himself to take more and more shots, and you'll see how he smokes himself off in an attempt to live even longer, but Blade makes a play and ends up killing him finally. So it's one shot, he gets another shot, and he actually could have peeked wide right here and gotten a kill, but he knows at this point it's too dangerous to peek out and get a kill because an op is probably posted on you. There's definitely a guy close to you. You're pretty low HP, so he opts to smoke himself off. So he's just kind of sitting here, and then Blade, like I said, pushes through the smoke, kills him in the side of the head. Not much he can do. Like in most scenarios on Nuke, Kenny, for the most part, is solo outside, with the exception of when Shox wants to go to blue box, or Shox might hide in garage when Kenny plays secrets sometimes. Those are really the only instances where he has any sort of help. And in both of those scenarios, actually, Shox is almost full hiding, and it's all on Kenny to make a play. But you can see how he improved, and his ways of staying alive right there were much more efficient than in the prior clip. So this right here is a passive round for Kenny, where he's actually staying up heaven, and his goal initially was to probably help stop an upper rush, but those guys molly, so now he's focused on outside. And you can see he gets hit with the standard wall of smoke outside. He's kind of moving around to see if he can get a shot, because that second smoke was late to bloom. And now his goal changes. His goal is to stop people from coming towards heaven, towards mini. But you can see after a certain amount of time, he starts sensing this upper hit. And his goals completely changed now. So this is one of those heaven rotations. I'd imagine if he didn't see Flamey immediately when he turned that corner, he was going to post on Squeak. And I know that because he did that every single demo I watched. So unless that guy is literally right on his screen, he's going to completely ignore that angle, and he's going to go into this next one we're going to see him take. So he angles out, and he's now focusing on people running out Squeak. He should be first contact and protecting his guy in the site. And the guy's site should be holding his hut, and together they're going to hold upper as people rotate in. So you can see Kenny's holding his Squeak angle for him, gets the kill, immediately drops a nade on Squeak, which also would have killed Edward. It would have been a perfect nade, killed Edward. And now he's just feeling really confident, and he basically just runs up, kills Simple, takes the angle in the door, and eventually is going to kill Guardian. So here we're going to watch how Kenny starts the round by going up the ladder and holding a door push. This is just like his rotations up the ladder. This is when he played Envious. First gun round, what happens is his teammate drops him an op, has light utility. His whole team has light utility because, as you know, G2 is a team that likes to force buy a lot. So not a lot of nades holding upper. So to kind of compensate for that, Kenny goes up the ladder and helps them early round by holding the door push. Unfortunately for Envy, they run out door this round. So let's see what happens. So Kenny goes up the ladder, and you can see he immediately takes this door angle, and first guy's dead. And he's going to miss a couple shots, but you can see he initially trusted that that guy Hut couldn't shoot at him. He keeps taking this door angle time and time again, and together they just demolish the upper hit. Because it's so easy to hold an upper hit when your upper player only has to worry about people running out the hut, as opposed to getting out in the open from the door, and they're free to kill you at Mustang, top hut. It's when T's get in those areas that things get dangerous. Okay, guys, so this round we're going to see Kenny op blue again, and he's going to come over here. Basically, it lines up holding this little gap. He's aware that they could boost on the red box, as well as one way on the blue box. So he's kind of just switching between the three as quick as possible. And for someone like Kenny, this is kind of okay because he's so quick and he hits those reflex shots a lot. RBK actually crossed down secret. Kenny communicated that. Shox drops vent and will actually get that kill on RBK right there. Kenny clears all of outside and then rotates to ramp right in time. So you see he gets the kill on XMS running out, angles off. He knows the op is dead. There's no op, and he's just basically peeking into AKs to throw us around, which Kenny will do any chance he gets. So Kenny will always peek into AKs, but if he knows there's an op in play, he's very smart about it. So here we're going to see Kenny and Shox do a really cool bait setup with Kenny opping this angle that he likes a lot, this blue crack, where he's kind of reflexing between the three angles I talked about previously, down low, red box, and up top. So Kenny gets that kill on Mo, and you can see where Shox is right now. He's in the middle of the outside yard behind the box. He's just hiding. So this is one of the few times Kenny will remain outside, keep taking shots, constantly looking for engagements or fights. So let's see how he tries to set up Shox here. So you can see he's kind of just jumping around. He clears Twinkie for Shox, which is kind of a big risk for Shox. Is that's not that great of an engagement for you if that Twinkie guy sees you go there. So you can see he's holding the top of the red box for Shox because he's confident Shox will win any other duel. And eventually he actually kills a guy up there. So now at this point in the round, with Shox being there, the round is literally already won. So they actually do this again in the same match. So let's see how it pans out for him at that time too. Okay, so here later in the half, Kenny and Shox do the exact same setup as they did earlier, where Kenny's opping blue, CT blue outside, and he's holding this angle for both peaks. Shox up close at the box. And you can see Kenny just kind of switching back and forth. He's about to hit an insane shot. Destroys Mo. And you can see he rotates off. And at this point, the round is pretty much won because Shox knows Adren is outside. Kenny cleared his Twinkie for him. Throws a flash over so that way Adren further doesn't expect Shox to be there. And now Kenny's out. And he's rotating to help the upper bomb site. And Shox kills Adren. And round over. So I wanted to include this round in here just to show you guys how Kenny rotates when the standard wall of smokes happens outside. He knows people surely probably got to secret on him, so he probably calls for a rotate to secret. He backs off, and again, his goal is to now make sure no one can push towards heaven. And then once he thinks that that's safe, he will then go towards the upper bomb site or towards the ramp. You can see he's kind of like pivoting between the two. And later on in the round, his goal is to still hold the secret exit, make sure no one pushes towards heaven. And then here he's holding that standard heaven angle. And smokes mini for his teammate, flashes out. He's kind of just rotating back and forth. But you can see he's very dynamic with his positioning. It can easily be ramp, heaven, CT spawn. It's all dependent on how he feels based on the utility that he sees, the T's that he sees, the comms that his teammates probably give him. His rotations are very dependent on information. So yeah, let's look at some more examples of Kenny rotating. So here we have a huge round for G2. If they lose this round, they're going to be reset, and flip side will probably end up running away with the half. So let's see how Kenny is going to react this round to the information he gets from outside. So he sees a smoke mini, which is very different from a lot of the wall of smoke strats you see. When you see a smoke mini, you can only kind of suspect that the T's have some kind of goal to gain ground towards garage, heaven. I mean, they could go secret with that, but it's just a lot less likely that there's a secret rush with a smoke like that than there is, someone pushing towards heaven or garage, or maybe even waiting that smoke out and going mini. So Kenny immediately positions himself in deep CT spawn, and he is holding the lamest angle I have ever seen. And he's going to kill some poor souls. So, let's see. So, catches a glimpse of Blade. Blade is dead. and he's basically kind of just sitting back here for the rest of the round at this point. So Kenny is just sitting back behind it. The forklift gets that second kill on World Edit as he goes towards heaven, and now he's in a one-on-one, which actually he wins on time. So again, let's watch and see how Kenny rotates this time. So Kenny, again, the blue angle, hears the wall of smoke, steps back. His goal initially, make sure no one pushes in front of the smokes towards heaven, clearing all of that, ends up going towards ramp. He's immediately stuck behind two Molotovs, has to put it out. CSGO'd while he's still working behind the smoke, and he immediately runs to spawn and saves in a 2-on-4. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys one round real quick of how Kenny will typically play ecos if he has an op. He likes to op this off angle towards outside where he would peek just like that. Gets an easy kill, and this is one of the few occasions where you realize Kenny is indeed a human. He misses a few shots this round. But once he gets 5 HP, tosses a nice nade as a good exit strategy, and then just goes sits in a corner and lets the rest of his teammates, win this technically 2v4 because he has no intention on losing his op this round. So he pretty much does very similar things to that on most ecos, unless he goes, heaven to hold the door rush and then plays from heaven. But in most scenarios, he likes holding that off angle in garage on rounds like these. All right, I think that about sums up everything that I wanted to show you guys on how Kenny plays CT side and Nuke. I could probably keep going and make this a frag movie of him doing the same things over and over, but I just wanted to give examples of the things he does and show some ways that he rotates around the map based on the information he has. And hopefully you guys were able to take a lot from this video. Unfortunately, Nuke is a little bit quirky, so couldn't really do much overview stuff. I actually tried it for one of the clips, didn't really work out so well. But yeah, if you guys have any critiques or ideas for future videos, players you want to see on specific halves, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, please make sure you guys subscribe. I would appreciate that a lot. And thank you guys so much. Peace. Okay guys, so here's one of those rounds where we're going to see how much Kenny has evolved as a player within a couple months span of doing the same pick. So you can see he's holding the same. This is the angle he likes to hold when he pushes Catwalk. Sees the electronic out the corner of his eye, flicks to him, drops on the blue box backwards, hides behind the blue box, playing the angles, misses a shot above him, gives himself the opportunity to keep taking additional shots, smokes himself off, and from here on out, I mean, he's pretty much safe. So